Where do the clouds go? Baby, I don't know. Maybe they'll be back tomorrow, we will know. How many times do I have to tell you? Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Early in the morning, you're beautiful too.
Good morning, happy first day of my MSW internship. This has been a long time coming and it is finally here. So if you're new here, I'm interning at a juvenile detention center or part of my social work grad program. I'll be there until May and today is day one, which is very exciting. I woke up at 5 this morning because Zach had a morning practice, and then after a while I fell back asleep and officially woke up at 6:45. So I've just been getting ready. What's pretty nice is I don't have to be there until 9:30 today, and it's kind of a long commute. So I have some wiggle room in my time, which is good. I love slow mornings. Right now I'm just cooking some veggies to put with eggs. I'll probably get some classwork done before I leave too, but I'm very excited that today's the first day. All right, I've made my lunch. I have 2 little wraps that have salsa, greens, like spinach, arugula, those kinds, rice, and turkey inside them. Looks nice from this side. They're kind of falling apart already from this side. And then I have a little baggie that has both apples and pretzels in it, because since it's a juvenile detention center, I really can't bring anything in with me. I have to leave my phone in the car. I need to bring my ID and keys, obviously, to get back in my car, but I leave them in the front. And then she said that lunch has to be in clear plastic bags. So I figured that was a safe way to start today, and then I'll kind of see what other people do and kind of get a gauge on it. I feel like today is just gonna be so much of observing to see what other people do. For instance, I got some clothes that I will be able to make outfits out of in the future, but it's business casual wear for while I'm there. And so I figured today I would be extra careful, extra conservative, make sure that it's good, and then I'll be able to branch out with outfits after I kind of see what other people wear, what is okay, what's not, etc. If you are new on this channel, just a quick little rundown. Hi, my name is Anna. Like I mentioned, I'm in my Masters of Social Work program, and so with social work programs, both bachelor's and master's, you have to do a field placement, which is a certain required number of hours at field. So you get assigned to an agency and you work under a MSW social worker and basically just do what they do to get some experience before graduating and before actually being out in the field yourself. So whenever I was an undergrad, my field placement was at an elementary school. I did a school social work internship, and then this year, obviously, I'm at the juvenile detention center on the mental health team. I'm really excited to see what it will be like, what I'll actually be doing, even just what the mental health team there does. It's for youth up to the age of 21, I believe, but a very different environment that I'm used to. Like I said, with I have to leave my phone in the car, I can't bring a bag inside. I'll obviously get used to it, but it'll be a very different environment to get used to. I still have about 20 minutes before I need to leave. Honestly, my issue is that I'm ready to go. I want to get dressed and just go, so it's hard not to leave and be that early. But I've been playing some music, dancing around, obviously making my lunch. Today will just be training. I won't really be doing much, but obviously I'll tell you about it afterward. Okay, after some deliberation, this is my outfit for the day. I had a different one picked out last night, but when I tried it on this morning, did not like it anymore. I don't think I'm doing anything with my hair, but just have basic. Like I said, I wanted to kind of overdo it so I can then tone it back down, seeing what other people wear. But I am gonna be wearing just white sneakers, which isn't technically business casual, but they said that your shoes can be more casual so that you're comfortable and everything. I'm getting more nervous as I'm I need to leave now, or to be early. I should leave now, and I'm feeling it. Okay, like I mentioned, I have quite the commute ahead of me, and then I won't be able to take my phone inside, and obviously can't film inside the detention center. So I'm gonna drive there, do my little thing, and I'll catch up with you afterwards. But in the meantime, I'm gonna play you a little vlog clip I took yesterday that didn't turn into a whole vlog. That will give you a little bit of context for my past couple of days. Keep you entertained while I'm doing work today, and then I'll let you know how it goes afterwards. Hi, happy Wednesday. It is 1:45 p.m. and I just started the vlog because this morning I actually have been the most productive with my online schoolwork that I've been at home, I feel ever. Usually it takes going to a coffee shop to actually get things done, and today I spent some hours getting some things done, which feels very good. Last night I had class. I have 2 classes in my online Master of Social Work. One starts at 6:30 on Tuesday nights, and then one starts at 8:15 on Tuesday nights. So got to bed late after my classes, got some good work done. I was going to, if you've watched my most recent vlog, I ended it saying that I was going to start and like pick up the vlog from right where I ended it. And a little funny story time of why I didn't. Right after I ended that vlog, I went to go return a library book and pick up some holds from the library. And on my 1-minute joyride through the neighborhood to get to the library, little mid-morning Tuesday activity, I got pulled over and I got a ticket, and I have a court date for a rolling stop. And after that, I wasn't quite in the mood to pick up the camera. I felt a little bit like a convict. I also had to do a lot of research because I did not know that you just like got court dates with tickets. I've never gotten pulled over before for like an actual reason. And yeah, no, I was thrown off by the whole thing. Really taken aback. Did not think it worked that way, but yeah, rolling stop, ticket, court in December unless I pay it first, but it's gonna be expensive. But the library books that I got better be the best ones in the world, because they're definitely going to be the most expensive ones in the world. We're counting that ticket price for me getting my library books. He didn't even ask where I was going. Like, not that me being on a little innocent, cutesy task changes the fact that my stop was rolling and not a complete stop, but that's my story of Tuesday, of yesterday. Like I said, I've gotten a lot. Oh, this is half calf, by the way, because I love myself and don't want to stay up late at night. But like I said, I got a lot done this morning. We have a program design that we're having to work on for my communities class. It's like a communities and organizations class, and we're having to come up with a whole social program essentially. We had part 1 of that due last Saturday and got not a great grade on it. It's a rolling turn-in. Like, this is our first draft of part 1 essentially, and then like it won't be officially graded until the very end of the class whenever we turn everything in at once. So I spent this morning revising a lot of that, rewriting a lot of that. A couple parts got literal zeros, so anything is gonna be better than that, hopefully. Spent some time revising. And then also for my policy class, we had 2 like just 1-page policy challenges. One was due last week and was about like a universal basic income, and then the one this week was about the March 20th 2020 order, which was whenever the US government banned unauthorized migrants from countries that had COVID. And we kind of had to analyze like the human rights violations in that and the effects of that policy. So lots of thinking has been had today. I don't like reading multiple books at once. I was in the middle of reading a book called LA Weather that I own and just have never made it through, and it honestly is pretty slow. I'm not super into it. But then, as you know, I went and got my library books yesterday. Remember that? Yeah, okay. And some of them are the like high popularity books, I guess, and so they're only checked out for 2 weeks as opposed to a month. So I figured I needed to drop LA Weather for time being and start a new one. So I'm gonna read The Last Thing He Told Me, which I've heard a lot about, but I can't remember right now what it's about. I'm gonna grab it. I don't actually know how much my ticket's going to cost right now, but this is probably about a $300 book. I'll stop mentioning my rolling stop ticket eventually, but not yet. My court date's not till December, so honestly, maybe until December you'll keep hearing about it. But The Last Thing He Told Me. I've seen a lot of people read it, heard a lot about it. Before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year, protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers, Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. As Hannah's increasingly desperate calls to Owen go unanswered, as the FBI arrests Owen's boss, as the U.S. Marshal and federal agents arrive at her Sausalito home unannounced, Hannah quickly realizes her husband isn't who he said he was, and that Bailey just may hold the key to figuring out Owen's true identity and why he really disappeared. Hannah and Bailey set out to discover the truth, but as they start putting together the pieces of Owen's past, they soon realize they are also building a new future, one neither of them could have anticipated. With its breakneck pacing, dizzying plot twists, and evocative family drama, The Last Thing He Told Me is a riveting mystery certain to shock you with its final heartbreaking turn. Okay, that actually sounds good. I thought it might have been boring just because the cover is like gloomy. But that sounds good. I'm gonna start with this one. Gonna read it for a little bit now for my brain break and then get on with the day. And I'm glad you're here. Atlanta traffic was living up to its name today. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to get home when it took me like 45 minutes to get there. So what's that, like 150% increase? But it was a really good day, which I think is important to emphasize. Obviously I didn't get to like do much because it's just the first day. I still have like trainings I need to complete, and I need to be CPR certified before I can actually spend any time with the youth at the facility. Really like all of the team that I met. We worked out kind of the kinks in my schedule, so I'm gonna update my Google Calendar in a little bit, but I think it'll be a really good experience. It's definitely not something I'm used to at all. I'll have a lot of learning to do. I think I've mentioned this before, but I essentially have experience with elementary aged kids, if not younger. Like I feel like 8 and younger is my prime time, and that is not who I'm with now. It's like 13 to 19 now. And obviously like a detention center is a very different setup than like schools that I'm used to. There are honestly similarities, but but obviously there's a lot of differences as well. But basically the mental health team in the facility does assessments upon like a youth's entry into the facility, and from the assessment determines whether or not they'll be put on the mental health caseload. And then if they are put on the mental health caseload, then they just provide / receive services to aid with mental health, whatever kind of support that may be depending on the individual. So it's cool to be around. It's cool to see rehabilitative services that are being offered, and I really am excited to be a part of it. I'm less excited for the drive. I listened to music today, and it was a long enough drive that I got tired of listening to music. So I think I'm gonna have to do podcasts or like audiobook or something different whenever I go back. But Atlanta is known for bad traffic, and now I get to be a part of it. I never have had to before. I don't think I'd felt that about like Waterbury specifically. When it was like mass incarceration, like I just kept typing. I think that works. I said it like flipped, but I think that works. In Waterbury, Connecticut, the rate of recidivism is 17.8%, a point higher than Connecticut's rate as a whole. I just finished day 2 of my internship. Did whole trainings again, lots of like reading of policy, reading of manuals, but I feel like I'm starting to get a grasp kind of on the system. Like obviously I still have so much to learn, but just like on the system, starting to see like how things work, which is really cool. Getting to know some of the other like staff there, and honestly they all have made me feel so very welcome, which is very fun. And right now on my drive home, it's another trafficy one, even though I literally left at 3 p.m. so it shouldn't even be rush hour yet, but as you can see, I'm not moving right now. I'm just sitting. But happy Friday. I thought I would have a nice dinner of chips and salsa today, and it turns out that salsa that's marked hot is actually really hot. If you can't tell, there's no active tears anymore, but there was a second ago. Oh my goodness. I just got home from a walk. I walked for like 3 miles. Figured that was a good way to move my body after sitting for so long. I've committed, like the salsa is in the bowl. I can't get different salsa at this point, but oh, it's a tough one out there. But I know I kind of gave a little overview whenever I was in the car on the way home, which why am I doing this right now? But overall review of internship so far is good. I'm excited to go back. I'll usually be there Monday, Thursday, Friday, but it'll take a second for that schedule to become regular as I'm like doing all the trainings and everything. I have a lot of schoolwork to do tonight and tomorrow and Sunday. Get it all done. But I imagine that it'll be good to have some routine back in my life, like by having to be at the internship, but it obviously takes hours away. I promise I'm not emotional. This really is all the salsa. It obviously takes hours away from like usually doing classwork and other things, you know. Okay, it's gotten better now. I think I've gotten used to it. So thanks for joining the first 2 days. I'm excited to see how the rest of the days go, how things evolve, what I gotta do. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Maybe with less tears from hot salsa. I'll see you next time.